Hello and welcome back to Nothing with the old record box on again. Now again, unlike the one of the records, I think it's 4 where I had the Bing Crosby album. I didn't get many, but at least I got some to show you today. So of course, let's do the old-fashioned opening. I'll try to do it one-handed. There. So first up, we'll start with something with a little interesting backstory. So this is technically Sinatra's Swing Easy, but it's also Sinatra's Songs for Young Lovers, too, as it says here. This record contains 2 complete albums. This was not actually uncommon. There was a weird time in record history where they stopped using the 10 inches, which usually were meant for EPs or extended plays, and put them together on 12 inches like this. So that was that one. That was like 1960, something like that. Okay. And then we get to 1974, with my first Crosby, Stills, Nash, actually. Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young so far, and the artist on this was actually Joni Mitchell, one of their contemporaries. I have no idea if it's even the original sleeve at all, but I said I haven't seen a color like that before. I'll show you it. And then you probably have your favorites on here if you are a fan of Crosby, Stills, Nash, Deja Vu, Ohio, Woodstock, Our House, so on. Then we move into the mid-70s with ABBA's other greatest hits album. It's actually in good shape. Gatefold. Good selection of their early stuff. This is actually kind of a clever idea, because it's not uncommon at the time to actually see people write their name on records at that time. I've seen, you've probably seen it a few times. It looks like on this side we have I Do, I Do, I Do, People Need Love, Waterloo, some classics of theirs. This is roughly 1976, this edition. Next up we have a kind of a local tradition for this area. The Best of Blossom, basically it's for the Cleveland Orchestra. This wasn't uncommon at the time. An orchestra was a big seller in the record. This was about 1977. Lots of information. I'll let you fast scroll so you can read it. But if you don't know, Blossom is a local music center around where I live, which is a very popular one. It's a double disc, so let me grab the other one for you. Yeah, it says right there, in the summer of 77 when it was just released. I don't do that normally, but I'm trying to do this. So we move into the 80s now, with Elton John, 21 at 33. Yeah, it's a little wire damaged. Not uncommon, but understandable. So then we got like an inner sleeve. And then we got another inner sleeve. I'm trying to figure out whose idea that was. But this was how this album was packaged, I understand. The only album hit that's on this one is Little Genie, which was a popular hit that time. And then we move to a year later, 1981, with Elton John's The Fox. This is a loan for promotional copy, so sales weren't supposed to happen to this, but oops, I didn't get no in there. Okay. Well, there's something interesting about this edition. I'll try to show it, but this could be a struggle. Let's see. So let me just quickly show you the lyrics. So this was when he was on Geffen Records at that time. Let's see if I can show it. This is going to be tricky, but the idea is it's not really bright enough. Let's see. You can somewhat see through this edition. It looks a bit green, but I can't really see it right now. And that's the original price tag someone paid for it. Maybe later I'll try to get a photo or something, but the idea is it'll look a little greenish. In the same year, the Bee Gees released their last record on RSO, called Living Eyes. This is also a gatefold. I'll open it up. I just stepped on a deck of playing cards. Oops. Got your lyrics, information. No comparisons again, I'm just going to show you. Although this is a little different that they put on a gray label rather than a beige or oranges label. And then we jump a whole 4 years, or 4 or 5 years, to Stevie Nicks with Rock a Little. This actually further completes the collection. This took a while. Still got some of the original shrink wrap on it. This looks to have been a cutout sale version based on that. Anyway, let's open it up. Or I'll start with this where so it's right here. Okay, I'll grab this sheet out because it looks like there was a photo. Oops, just like that one off the corner of the bed. Sorry, I'll get that in a second. Looks like we got our lyrics. This is helpful when you put them back in. Let me grab the thing and I'll come right back. Okay, and I believe we're almost on our last one now. Next up we are on with Marvin Gaye, Dream of a Lifetime. So this was released after Marvin Gaye was murdered by his father. This was the first one that was released, actually, after his death. And I actually don't own any Marvin Gaye. Actually, I didn't own any until today. Now, he was on Columbia at this time. He was out of Motown. But it's still an okay album, if I understand. Let me just get the sheet here. As I struggle a little. Now that's why I was struggling. So it looks like a photo printed. Let's just drop that. Right? And then in the same year, and this is actually my last one, yeah. We Are the World. They actually released an album. It wasn't just a single. Surprisingly, a lot of people don't think about that now, but originally it was an album, actually. So my copy here is actually gatefold, which is not uncommon, but wasn't very common at the time. A bit of classics, a lot of talking. Okay. So we got lyrics on the side, and a little promotional stuff that was offered at the time. The shirts are kind of classic, for example. Now, much like that Marvin Gaye we just saw, I believe it's going to be on Columbia. Yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and fast skim here. USA for the World, Steve Perry, Pointer Sisters, Bruce Springsteen. Prince put a track on here somewhere. And also the Canadian version of We Are the World, Northern Lights, is also on here, which is actually kind of a surprise. And with that, that was actually everything. It wasn't a huge amount, but it helps complete collections, it helps start some new collections, it helps further complete things, and it also shows how much music has changed, and even in just in 30 years, that are very much shown here. And with that, like always, I thank you for watching, and I will see you soon again, maybe with another one of these in the year. But again, we're in a weird situation.